Hi, this is Kristen Strother, and today I am going to talk about 3 ways you can keep social media from taking over your life. So if you have followed me for a while, or if you're somebody who knows me, you may know that I'm really interested in the concept of minimalism, and not just related to having less stuff, although I think that's very important, but just living simply in general. You may also know that I'm a huge fan of managing time well and intentionally, and so lately I've been reflecting a lot about how these two intersect, especially in relationship to social media. We all know that social media can be a major time suck. We can waste evenings, days, weeks, months, years. Eventually, we'll be able to waste decades on consuming information that doesn't really matter. Because of this, I have personally made a decision to be intentional about the ways I interact with social media. What are some ways that we can make sure that social media isn't all-consuming? First, number 1, we can limit the time spent interacting with social media. So I used to check Facebook and my emails all day long, just constant checking. It's almost like I thought there was going to be this emergency and people were going to contact me through Facebook Messenger, but that's not going to happen. So if there's an emergency, there are other ways that people can reach me. How you decide to do this is totally up to you. What's appropriate to you, how often you want to check it, how you want to limit your time when you check it. Some people, when they're deciding to kind of step back from looking at their phones or computers all day long, they actually go ahead and take sort of a fast from social media so that they can kind of reset and reprioritize building relationships with people one-on-one, or maybe connecting with God more. Number 2, the next thing that you can do is to limit the information that you are receiving and having more control over that information. So I am going to step off social media specifically for just a minute and talk about emails. Something that I personally have been doing is unsubscribing from newsletter lists that no longer are interesting to me or don't apply to me or really aren't adding value to my life. So that has been helpful, so I don't get a bazillion emails a day that I'm just deleting. Also, I have also done this with Facebook friends and unfollowing them so I don't see all of their stuff on my newsfeed. I can still check their pages if I'm interested in something specifically that might be coming up, or I just have them on my mind. But I have taken off some folks who maybe were posting so often that they were clogging the news feed, or maybe they were posting information that I thought was negative, and I didn't want to keep putting that in my head, or maybe I'm not really that close to them and I just don't need to know what everybody's doing all the time. I have limited, valuable time. I want to be intentional about my time, so I have to be careful about whose information I'm reading, at least regularly. Number 3, you can also limit the information that you share. So something that I've decided in my own life and business is that I'm not going to post on social media just for social media's sake. And if you're an entrepreneur, you may have read and heard about the copious amounts of time that you're supposed to be posting on social media for maximum engagement. There's all these articles about it, and it's all like an enormous quantity of posts. So you have to come up with random things that may not be that valuable. I just already decided that I'm going to go against the grain in my business and not make it this super niche business. I'm going to go against the grain with social media, and I have a commitment to do my best to only post things that I find truly valuable that are going to help people. So there you have it. 3 things you can do to try and deal with social media overwhelm and have it not take over your life. First, limit the amount of time that you spend on it, how often you check and how long you look at it. Number 2 is to limit the information that you are receiving. And number 3 is to be careful about what you share on social media so that it's something that could be truly valuable to somebody else out there. So if you like this video, I would love it if you gave it a thumbs up. If you subscribe to my YouTube channel, I will work my very hardest always to give things of true value to you. And I will also do the same if you like my Facebook page. I would also love to hear from you on KristenStrother.com under this video, or also at my Kristen Strother Facebook page. What are your ideas? Do you have other ideas about being intentional about social media and not having it take over your life? I would love to hear from you. So would others. I hope to see you out there, and take care.